Okay, so hello guys.
Welcome to
A few
Summoner's
people have
Rift.
been asking me how to analyze their own replays, so I decided I will give some advice as to how to do that. So before you even start the game, if you aren't familiar with what any champions can do, like if you don't or if you're only sort of familiar, if you don't fully understand their kit, such if you never played them, it's good to look up what they can do, especially before analyzing a
30
replay
seconds
so that you
until
can
the
fully
minions
understand what
spawn.
you did wrong. So I am the Lucian in this game. And this is a game from a while back, so I don't really remember that much of it. But that'll help me to figure out what I did wrong. We'll speed this up a bit
Minions have
before anything
spawned.
happens. So I'm helping out my jungle Nasus with his buff. And then I head to lane.
First blood.
So generally you want to pay attention to things where you either do really well or really poorly. And I know I did, and then looking at the result, I can see that that trade went quite well because she took significantly more damage than I did. So I want to see exactly why it went well. So you go back and look at it again. So if anything goes well or really poorly, you want to watch it again and try to figure out what exactly might have gone right, what have gone wrong. Pay attention to the details. So let's pay attention to the detail here. I see that Vayne's auto-attacking a minion. So that's one detail, you know, the AD carry is attacking a minion. You know their support is preoccupied with yours. You know you're a stronger AD carry being Lucian, and it went well because she was busy attacking minions while I was attacking her. Now, you can see that went badly as well. I took a lot of damage there. So we go back. So you go back and see exactly what happened. Let's get past this part real quick. Already saw that. I went in without any abilities, so... And I chased too hard there. So what I did wrong was I chased too hard into both their AD carry and their support, which allowed them to auto attack me, allowed both of them to auto attack me, and Vayne to get off a tumble and get off two auto attacks, so it made me take way too much damage when my support wasn't there. So you don't want to chase too hard when your support is staying back. That's what I can get from that, based on seeing why I took more damage. You have to pay attention to the details. Also, Morgana could have exhausted me, and it could have gone a lot worse for me. So you never walk in to the AD carry and the support alone or chase that hard, and that's what I learned from that. So what you want to do when you figure out what you did wrong is you want to, when you play in the future, try to not make the same mistakes you made in the past.
Purifying elements.
So they both have level 2 now, so that's why they went aggressive. And I'm playing it safe because of that. So speed things up because I'm just kind of CSing under the turret. Not really much going on. I'm just playing it safe, keeping it frozen because I know that they kind of have the edge in lane right now because of a few mistakes I made. I'm gonna go back there because it looks like something happened. So we're still behind in levels and experience, so that's just going kind of hard. But Vayne gets herself in a pretty bad spot, so Morgana's a bit slow to shield, so that's why that turned out well. When you're playing AD carry, you don't want to put yourself in a position where... Let me go back so you can better visualize it. When you're playing AD carry, you don't want to put yourself in a position so far up for no reason that Not only is she leaving herself vulnerable to a hook, but she's basically going 1-on-2 right now, so that's the mistake she made. So whenever anyone makes a mistake in a replay, whenever anything goes poorly or well for anyone, you want to try and figure out why. So to figure out why, you basically look at every detail that there is in this situation and kind of generalize it so you don't make the mistake in the future. Don't put yourself in a position where you're alone against two people. And I'm in a bit of danger here. I also could have used my heal there instead of the flash, and it would have been better. I burned her heal as well, and we'll see how this goes. We're in no position to chase. Nasus is going really, really hard, and they turn on him, so now their Morgana has double buffs, which is pretty scary, but let's look at this. He knows that Vayne has Condemn. He knows that Morgana has her bind. Well, actually, it won't be up for a few seconds because you saw her miss. Actually, she has no mana, so he knows she has no mana, so he doesn't have to worry about that. So she'll have mana for it soon. Okay, here's another mistake. He withered Morgana instead of Vayne. Vayne is the one doing all the damage. Vayne is the only one that he'll be able to get. Because he withered the wrong target, he's able to flash away and continue to do good damage, and they're able to turn. So when you're playing a jungler that's so easily kited like Nasus, you don't want to go in that hard against two people. Unarranged. Yep, Morgana took a risk there. It could have gone a lot better if I didn't dodge that. But I wouldn't say that's either good or bad. Just risky. And it didn't turn out well, so now this is going to be a pretty hard lane for me because he fed double buffs. And I lose all these minions as well. Because he... Oh, but I missed those minions. And this is about lower mid-platinum, by the way. So mainly to analyze your own replays. Just look for things that happen and try to figure out why they go the way they do. Look at every single detail. And just generalize the mistakes you make to not make them in the future. So when I play in the future, whenever I'm playing bot lane as AD carry, I'm not going to chase past my minion line unless my support is doing so as well. I'm not going to put myself in a position where I'm attacking one of them, where two of them are attacking me and my support's not there. What other generalizations can I make? If I'm playing a jungler like Nasus and I'm trying to gank someone who already has double escapes, I'm not going to overcommit. I can already make a lot of generalizations that I think through my mind when I play. Another mistake I'm making. I believe this replay was before the Doran's changes. I don't remember though, so it might be this on hit. But regardless, Vayne has a lot more lifesteal than me, so I'm gonna die here, but I'm gonna go back for a sec just to explain that. I shouldn't be trading so heavily when she has so much more sustain than me. And I shouldn't be trading when they're both a level ahead, so I took too much damage. So in the future, I'm not going to trade if they are a level higher. I'm not going to trade if they have more sustain. And let's see why I die here. I'm trying to farm. Morgana lands a binding on me, so I die. Thresh might even die here. No, he'll be fine. Vayne's satisfied with just killing me, but Thresh is staying kind of hard, so if she lands a binding, she doesn't. So I'm going to go back and look at that mistake of mine. I got hit by a binding, but is there a way I could have avoided the binding? Could I have positioned better? Could I have... Okay, let's see. I have a trinket, so... Okay, this is warded. Wait, is that our ward? No, I didn't ward it, so I have a trinket. I could have warded this bush to get better vision. But because I don't see the Dark Binding as quickly. If I had stood over here and I would have seen Morgana over here, she wouldn't have had anything to line up to land the Dark Binding on me, so... If I had positioned accordingly to dodge the skill shot and had a minion line blocking it, I wouldn't got hit. And the thing is, I could generalize this to any champion with a skill shot that's blocked by minions, like Blitzcrank or Thresh, or if I was playing against any support with a skill shot that my minion line protects me. So, in the future, kind of draw a line between where you know their support is and you, and try to keep minions in between if you can. If you can't, it doesn't hurt to miss a couple of minions kills just to avoid dying. So, since I have my trinket, I should have warded that bush. So, I should pay more attention to warding as well. And so I died. We'll speed this up until I get back to lane. So I'm headed back to lane. I made quite a few mistakes, but I'm able to see why I made them and avoid them in the future, so... If I crawl up much further, she can condemn me into a wall, but can't really because I'm falling back. And I was actually mindful of that. I didn't want to go too far forward, so I'm going to fast forward this until something happens. Because watching a replay can be pretty time consuming. Right now, we're kind of just struggling to clear the waves and farm.
Purple team's turret has been destroyed.
Clear this up some more. And... Oh, let me go back. Watch this in normal speed. Okay, replay's a little bit bugged, but I think it's good now. Okay, there we go. So, here... I can already tell what mistake I made. We're both level 5. I'm trying to walk out just to farm with no vision of them. No vision of them at all. So that's already a mistake of its own. Now, they have really poor coordination there. The reason I lived is because Vayne condemned. I think she wanted to land me into a wall, but she completely saved me by getting me out of Morgana's ult. So, I guess we'll watch the full play. Yeah, she thought I'd hit this wall right here, but it didn't. And she wanted to chain the stuns. She's afraid that I didn't have flash, but she might not have timed it, so... That poor coordination and the bad condemn did save me, but had she not condemned there, or had she lined it up a little better, I would have died. So, I have to think, what can I generalize from this? What can I not do in the future? Or what can I do in the future to avoid such a situation? Well, let's look at the thing here. There's only 3 minions here. This one might die. At worst, by staying at my turret, I'll miss 1 minion. That's the absolute worst. That's all I'll lose. Now, what do I have to gain? I have 1 minion to gain for the risk of getting hit by 2 level 6s that I have no vision of. So, to generalize from this, if both you and your AD carry, or your AD carry and your support are behind, if your bot lane is behind their bot lane, if they hit 6 before you, they have a huge edge. You don't want to be walking in when they're both a level ahead of you. You kind of just have to sacrifice it. And I should have trinketed this bush as well. Now, I got really lucky there with that condemn. So, yeah. And then, as you play in the future, after you analyze replays, just consider all those generalizations you make for yourself. And then it should help you play a lot better. Nothing really from that, so continue fast forwarding until something happens. Doesn't look like anything's gonna happen. Vayne takes turret echo for too long. Unfortunately, that misses. But let's see the mistake they made. I don't know if it's necessarily a mistake. We were ganking, but I'm gonna put this to purple side vision because they're the ones that died. So, okay, so I can already see some stuff. Both Vayne and Morgana have their trinkets. They have no vision in the river or in the Tri. And there's not even any minions to deal with here now. They're just hitting the turret, so they should have warded. That's already one mistake I can see they can make. If you're going to push this far, you got to ward. Also, they're eating turret aggro. Thresh takes good advantage of that with a play, but Vayne's going really hard within turret aggro on us, so she's eating a lot of damage. Now, Thresh misses the hook, so that's the end of that, but Nasus is coming in, and so is Lux, so I land a nice culling on Morgana. Vayne flashes the ult, and then I'm gonna change this back to blue side. We go kinda hard, thinking we can get the Vayne. But we fail, so I kinda wasted a lot of cooldowns on that. So we kinda got cocky there and wasted a few cooldowns. But in the end, we do get the kill on Vayne. And then Nasus does a really nice job there, tanking the Vi Vault Breaker, I think it's called. Yeah, he does a really great job shielding the Vault Breaker so that it can't hit Lux. And then I managed to come in and secure the kill.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
And so now we're gonna get a turret out of it. So we got that. We probably could have got Dragon as well. Or not as well, but one or the other. We could have got Dragon instead. Depends on what we wanted. I think that was okay, so I'm gonna speed it up some more. I actually went with triple Dorns because I was struggling. I usually don't go triple Dorns. I usually only build one or two. Thresh is going a bit too hard there, but it turns out okay. But Vayne ate a lot of damage there, so I'm gonna go back and see exactly why she ate that damage and how she could have prevented it, what I did right, what she did wrong. Okay, so she kind of walked far up and then didn't really feel like doing anything, so she walked into range and didn't do anything, so don't walk anywhere without a purpose. That's what I can sort of generalize from that. If you have nothing to accomplish, you don't need to put yourself in range. To define something to accomplish, it can be either if you want to attack their AD carry or support, you want to secure a last hit. If there's no reason for her to be up there, then you shouldn't be there. So when laning in general, don't put yourself in the enemy's range if you don't get anything out of it, because you're putting a risk on yourself without any reward. So I'll consider that in the future when I play AD carry. I can see stuff's going on mid lane. At this point, it's kind of worth it to roam. So we see their bot lane did roam mid. We're thinking they might try to get this mid turret. So I'm thinking of roaming. I'm not really sure what to do at this point. It looks like they left. It looks like they might be going for Dragon. And we see them with our wards, so there's a bit of concern here. I'm probably just going to walk in and fight them because it seems like they are struggling to take it because it's just the two of them. I actually want to wait until they took more damage from it. I wanted them to get even more hurt from it, so I didn't really want to go in there. But they saw Thresh. I try to ult them to get off good damage. Our Vi lands a nice steal. Unfortunately, I get caught out by Vayne and die. We get the dragon, but we lose, like, everyone. So, in the end, depending on what they do here, decides if it's worth it. If they get anything out of this, then it's worth it for them. If they don't, then it's worth it for us. And it doesn't look like they're going to get anything. So, I'm going to go back a bit. See what I could have done better with my positioning. I think that was a good time to call, even though I could have thought and remembered that Yasuo does have his shield to block the calling, so I could have considered maybe that I should have saved it until his wall was gone. I'm going kind of far in on by myself now that I look at it. I don't think we knew that Vayne was coming, but we knew that they had a lot of people, and the two of us going in by ourselves is pretty risky, so sometimes, like, I mean, it did turn out well for me, but it turned out well for the team, but because we got the dragon and a kill, and in terms of gold, it was worth it because they didn't get any turrets out of it. We're pinging Jax to push because he didn't come, he doesn't have teleport. So we'll speed this up a bit until something happens. I'm gonna put it on 2 times. So we're trying to push mid a bit. At this point, it seems like a good call. They're not really prepared to protect it. We think we can burst down Yasuo because he got caught by a hook, and it works. So now we can get this turret, or we thought. Okay, Vi makes a mistake there. She can't pick a target. She vault breaks but doesn't hit anyone. So, with Vi, you gotta be careful. If you don't land your vault breaker, you miss it, you're just completely vulnerable. And she didn't even ult anyone, she just got caught completely. And I play Vi, so I understand that. I try to ult Vayne over the wall, but she dodges it. I don't really understand what happened there. I've watched it a few times. I think a stray bullet somehow hit her. So this is looking pretty good for us. We're catching them out one at a time. We can continue getting objectives. And this is a common mistake I see in solo queue. It happens any ELO. You're really desperate to defend an objective. The people will go in and die one at a time, and it only makes things a million times worse. So sometimes you need to decide, okay, we can't defend this, we have to let them have it, but we can maybe make it up later, so we'll continue watching. So, still trying to get the turret. Thresh is Thresh probably should have saved his hook. Okay, this was a completely mistake on my end. I got ulted by Vlad, so I know I might as well stay because it's gonna kill me. So this went really poorly for us. It was primarily my mistake, but having his hook up would have helped a lot. If Thresh, he knew he couldn't really get anything out of hooking him behind the turret, but he did it. So that was a tiny mistake, but the biggest mistake was mine, for sure. So, I'm gonna slow this down. So, I want to damage the turret. I see there's 3 people here. I see there's a Yasuo. Now, I know Yasuo can dash to every target at once, so I see that I'm low. I should know that, okay, it's no longer safe for me to be attacking this turret. I need to get out, but I didn't realize that. So, I still attack the turret. Okay, the replay's a bit bugged, but you can still sort of see it, so. Because of that, I get hit by that and I get ulted, which allows Vlad to land a really easy ult. I try to heal to save myself, but it's not enough. So, I try to think, what can I generalize from this in the future? Mainly, just be more careful when attacking turrets. And consider that Yasuo can dash to a minion, so consider what minions are near you when... So, when considering, can Yasuo reach me, can he do anything? Just think, what's in between? What What can he do to reach me? Think about the minions that he can dash through. Luckily, Jax lends some really nice cleanup here. But they managed to nicely outplay his Counter-Strike. But I don't think it'll be enough for them. But Vayne comes. Manages to kill Jax, and Lux flashes over the wall, so she should be okay. So, from that play as a whole, I learned that be mindful of Yasuo dashing through minions. Don't auto attack. Sometimes you gotta, and yeah, you guys know. Basically, be more careful with considering if I can safely attack the turret. So I'm gonna speed this up. See what else I can learn.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
I think I kind of want to just freeze and farm here because that's what I'm thinking. Or maybe I decided to push it, I'm not sure, but I see we have a Jax, we have an Asus. I think we got a really good late game. I mean, they have Vlad and Vayne, but I kind of like our late game more. But, so I was kind of freezing it, but now I'm deciding to push it. So I'll speed this up some more. Yeah, I'm definitely pushing it now. Oh, hold up. Stuff's happening. Okay, Thresh is going to ward. Oh, he's in trouble, so I come in to help. But they back away when they see me. Our Jax died? Oh, he got caught out pushing. We know 3 are top though, so we know we're safe. So what we see here is we see 3 tops, so we think we're safe to go in. And we are. Because we saw that 3 people killed Jax, we knew that no one else could come in to support them. And that's what we did right. So
Blue team's turret has been
basically
destroyed.
just map awareness turned out well for us. If she has her ult, Vayne's landing some nice kiting, but it's not enough. I try to stop Vi from pushing, but this is pretty risky. But I use a coin to clear the wave and get off some good damage. Jax is here. I don't know if we can push this, or chase this, I mean. I put in a trinket to catch, but the Vault Breaker over the wall cannot be stopped in time, so I just go back and get the farm. Now I want to see how I handled that push, actually. See what I did well, what they did poorly. All of that. So I think I saw both of them, so I'm just trying to get a lot of damage. Oh, the replay bugged. Hold up. Replay bugged. I don't think I should fast forward it, that screws up the replay. So I home guard in, because I know I have to stop it. So right now I'm just trying to get as much damage off on Vi to generate threat. She misses her. I think what I did well there was that I saved my escape for when she Vault Breakered to dodge it, and that is what made me okay. And then I used the ult to clear the wave because I know I can't take them both. And Jax comes in, we try to chase but fail, so now we speed it up. So basically what I can generalize from that play is that if you're an AD carry, you have some form of escape or reposition skill, hold on to it even if it gives you more damage. It's better to have that safety most of the time. Whether it's Vayne, well, Vayne Tumble's spammable, so it's different, but if it's Ezreal's E for the damage, or Brave's E for the attack speed, or my E for the, yeah, the extra shot for my passive. Yeah, so I back out here. I have a feeling something will happen. Yeah, Jax tries to go in, but he just fools and avoids it all. Speed this up some more. Looks like we want to do Dragon, or they're trying to pressure it. We have vision of it, so we can see them doing it. At this point, they can take it pretty quickly, so I'm trying to just call in for my team to come down to help. They're taking a while to pressure it, so that gives us time to get in the area. We try to... Okay, we already made the mistake of... We used our... What's it? Okay, Thresh uses Talisman of Ascension, but we couldn't catch anyone. But Jax is way ahead of everyone else, so we don't really get to make full use of his stun. And he doesn't even stun a priority target, so... I could see that being another mistake, because... He can't get Vayne for a few more seconds because he has a cooldown on his Leap Strike for 6 more seconds. So that'll be pretty bad. So now this is looking really bad. Now Vi manages to engage on us after we fail. So she ults through everyone, which allows Yasuo to land an ult. I'm in no position to really do anything because the Vi ult just got us so out of control. So we get a couple kills out of it, but not really the best. Looks like Lux is gonna die. Yeah, so now what can I generalize from that? Like that's how you improve from your replays. You think, what do I not do in the future? What do I do in the future? And that's basically how you improve from replays. So Lux binding, the primary tool for catching them, is gone. The Talisman of Ascension is gone. We already lost 2 of our things for catching out a priority target, but we keep chasing. Even when it's a pretty close game, slightly behind. And then Jax jumps to a non-priority target. He's kinda safer with his pool and a little bit tanky, so he's like Vayne's their biggest threat, so we can generalize that once we use both of our initiation tools and miss them, things that can catch people out, we don't continue to chase when there's no reason to do so. We already scared them off. 2, if we're going to engage, try to hit a more important target, especially because Jax is our main tool for taking them out. And then I'm going to see what we can see from my perspective. So I got hit by Vi ult a bit, but also my positioning was really bad. Vi was there, Yasuo was there. I could have walked more in this direction and positioned better, but instead I go pretty hard on the Vayne. Now, Vayne ends up dying in the end, so it's not really that bad. I forgot how. I think she gets hit by... Okay, she got hit by Lux. So, me hitting Vayne was not all in vain, but it worked out. But it still could have been a lot better if I had stayed further away from everyone else and kept myself in a better position. So as AD carry, it's better to try and stay far away and just attack whatever's safest. So they're probably going to go get this dragon. We can't really do anything about it. I just have to clear this wave. I'll never get there in time. Yeah, I don't even bother. We see it, but still. They get the dragon, so let's speed this up some more. I'm gonna try to push all this, get all this free farm. It's pretty nice. Oh yeah, this is before 4.10 because... Oops, hold on. It's before 4.10 because there's no Bloodthirster shield. Or was that 4.11, or is that not even out yet? I don't even know. So we catch off Yasuo. Not really much more than that, other than don't get caught. We try to fully pursue Morgana, but she has a Zhonya's. I go kind of hard. We can't really do much to... Okay, now I gotta back out here. I'm way too low. Right, I got hit by the ult though, so I have to fight. And I was hoping that that would be enough lifesteal to keep me alive, but it wasn't, so... I took too much damage from the turret there. That was my mistake. Pretty common mistake. And we get them so low that it's too risky for them. But we have to back out because of Vayne. Otherwise, it would have been deadly for them. Speed this up some more. I'm just pushing mid. Their Vlad's dead, so we want to get something out of it. So I'm trying to push it down very quickly so we can get mid. I'm going to slow this down because it's a siege. Well, normal speed, I mean. He blocks the hook. He clears the wave, so we can't really attack the turret yet, but now we can. I think we will get it. We get it. Okay, so what are we going to do now? So Vlad's going to be up, so we probably can't siege this. I think Jax wants us to go top, so that's probably what we should do. So, looks like we all rotate top with Jax, who conveniently split pushing for us. And we'll see how this works out. We take it down very quickly, land some really nice damage on them, so this is looking really good for us. So the Morgana ult kinda, Jax gets kited when its thing's on cooldown. I get ulted, no it's Lux actually. Okay, I went too hard on Vlad, that was my mistake, so I'm gonna look back at what I do here, what I can improve. So I'm doing good up to this point, but then here, I walk completely in the wrong direction. I think I was trying to click him, which is why I ended up there, but no, so I walk away, but my mistake here I make at this point is I try to chase Vlad. He used Zanya's, but I completely forgot about his pool, so if you're really gonna go that hard on someone just to kill them, you need to consider what other things they have that could prevent you from chasing them and killing them, so instead, well here I'm good up until, but when I see Vi going in on me, I should have jumped away and just tried to kite her, but because I went so hard, it allowed Vayne to continue attacking me and Vi, so now all of our consistent damage dealers are dead, so now we're gonna get killed. Unless Lux lands some nice burst onto Morgana or something, she might be able to get a kill. But no, she manages to heal flash away, but Thresh gets caught too. He's dead. So they might be able to Baron now. I think Lux might drop a ward there, but they'll just clear. Oh, she doesn't have a ward. Uh-oh, she gets caught out. So yeah, now they're definitely gonna do Baron. Oh yeah, you can even see it from the Fog of War, but I normally couldn't. Let's see if we can stop them in time. Yeah, we know there's no way we could, so we end up seeing them with Baron. Not good. But we managed to back away, so we're okay. Sometimes you just need to get away, don't get greedy, and you have to expect that other people might show up. And that's the mistake. So speed this up. We know they have Baron buffs, so they have a pretty big edge. I think Dragon must be coming up. And we can use the gold. Nope, it's gone. We didn't know that it was gone, I guess. Okay, we want to catch out the Vayne, or at least Jax does. Now she lands a stun, so he ends up... That stun didn't land, he could have jumped right back onto her, so she had to know she'd land the stun. Lux is in a pretty dangerous spot. But luckily, we get too far enough up that she can't risk chasing. But, Vi managed to land a Vault Breaker, which will probably be into an ult. So because Lux is in a bad spot, she ends up caught. We try to toss her the lantern, but it's not enough. We gotta get the heck out of here, because Lux is gone. So just general, you wanna try not to keep yourself in such a risky position. They're gonna get a free dragon out of this. Okay, Jax isn't really paying any attention, but the lantern saves him. So here goes the dragon. At this point in the game, it's not worth it to try to steal it. But okay, yeah, we're just picking up our buff. Jax is... he was pushing, but honestly, He should just back at this point. It'll take him forever to push it, and they're gonna get this turret. I don't have my culling, so I can't clear the wave, but the Lux ult does help. I'm trying to stay further back and just to attack what I can. Keeping myself in a good spot. Luckily, the Lux binding there was really nice. It stopped her from knocking me aside. But we didn't really get anything. We just kind of stayed alive and did some damage. But the Baron regen will help them. Here comes Jax flanking around from behind, which is quite risky, but looks like he's gonna get the Yasuo. Oh, stuff's going on over here. Okay, let's see how this goes for me. I won't watch his end, I'll watch my end because I'm reviewing my own replay. I need to see my own mistakes. Once again, the Lux binding saves me. He's really fast with those bindings. I do pretty good here kiting the Vi. But now we kind of chase too hard after we don't know what happened with everyone else. So Vlad loops around from the side and he just annihilates us all. So we have to consider how hard we chase. Just sometimes just be satisfied with one kill and be wary who else might show up. So Jax decides he has to back. And so he does, and they decide they can't get the turret. They're probably backing to stop him, so cancels out. Yeah, they were. Lux ulting the wave, doesn't really matter, has such a low cooldown, so now she's picking up her blue buff. Speed things up. I probably want to push this. Pick up farm, pick up golems. At this point, I don't really do that much damage. I need a last whisper, because Vi is tanky as heck. So, I don't do much damage, so it's a bit hard for me. We'll speed things up. Okay, we realize that they're going to be, they're pushing bot. So we gotta get there ASAP. I try to ult the wave, but the Yasuo ult once again blocks it. I need to consider that more often. Jax has a nice force stun. She doesn't ult me, she ults someone else. I do a nice job staying in the back here, attacking whatever's safe. So that's what's going well. I go for Vlad, but then he pulls away, but then Vayne kind of overstays. I burst down Vlad, and then I go for Morg. I forgot that this is the replay where I get the penta, but... So, we'll see what I did well there, because whenever something goes really well, you should see exactly what goes right for you, what goes wrong for them, so... I'll play this slowly. Okay, I can speed it up for a sec before anything happens. Okay, so... I ult to try to clear the wave and stop them, but every single time I try to do that, Yasuo will throw up a wind wall in reaction, so I need to consider that it's not really an option against the Yasuo because he'll just wind wall. And it ends up being a waste, and it may sometimes be better to save it. Though it does make him use up his wind wall, so I guess it's sort of a trade. What goes well for us is that they're two bunched up together. He lands a 4-person stun, and Morgana doesn't shield anyone after she sees the counter-strike. She should have shielded the Vayne, because he saw the counter-strike. If you see Jax using counter-strike, it means he wants to go in. So they all get stunned, so that's pretty nice for us. Now, it's not perfect for us because we're all back here and we can't really follow up on the stun, but it's still pretty nice. He gets binded and she decides the bind's more important, which I disagree with, so 5 Vault Breakers onto Jax. Now, I guess Lux is kind of fed, so she focuses her, but it's a mistake because she has Zanya's. She does that, and it ends up pushing me over here. I'm in a pretty bad spot. Vlad is... Where is he? He's right there, so I gotta get out of his range, so... I realize that. I dash back. So I try to get in the safest spot I can. Vi realizes she's overstaying, so she starts to back out, but Vlad lands a nice AoE. Lux lands a nice ult, getting a large amount of damage on Vayne. Nasus is chasing. Yasuo goes and finishes off Jax. So I see he's the closest up, so I turn on him. He's also the biggest threat. So I finish him. Now, I think Vayne condemns Nasus away. I didn't really see. I'm assuming that's what happened. Now I see Vi is the closest target, so I focus her. I try to get far away so that Vlad can't hit me, Morgana can't hit me, Vi can't hit me. So I continue attacking, continue attack moving. Quickly burst her down. They both have their Zhonya's on, so I have to wait, but I get ready. So yeah, I auto attack. But then he pools, which allows him to avoid that, so I can't get him. But I continue chasing because their stuff's on cooldown. Now Vayne makes a mistake here. She tumbles in too hard. She tumbles right into the E and a turret shot, so I know, okay, she's the only target in range. I have to finish her off. At this point, the rest is easy, so I just clean up the Vlad. I might not need to use the flash here, but I'm really desperate for a penta, so I do it anyways. And that's basically that. So you have to reevaluate what I did right there. I focused the closest target. I tried to stay out of danger. And I focused the most dangerous target, and the mistakes they made was their Vayne put herself in danger. They kind of overcommitted a bit on the turret, which caused things to go pretty poorly for them. So we'll speed this up, and we'll see how this game goes. Oh, and Morgana forgot the spell, okay, I forgot to mention what they did wrong. They bunched up too closely, which allowed Jax to get the 4-person stun. Morgana didn't spell shield in anticipation of the stun, and that's basically what they did wrong. And they overcommitted after they got a bad engage. So basically all of them overcommitted to try to kill people. So unfortunately, couldn't get anything out of that penta, but it was still nice. Or stopped the push at the very least. So we'll speed this up some more. Wait for something to happen. Okay, she's just ulting the wave. I think she needed some for goodbye. Okay, we're warding the Baron. I think we're deciding to try it, and we'll see if this was a good call or not. We back out because we see them. Thresh takes a little bit of damage, but it doesn't make much of a difference. I wasn't there, so I don't know why they were thinking that, but it doesn't really matter much. So now we're all here. Vi has the Banshees, so a bit frustrating. We want to poke the Banshees off of both of them. But okay, Vi goes in. We're taking a pretty big risk here. I don't know if we knew that we were behind, but we're kind of just staying at mid with no real reason in mind. So they ult the Lux. She could have Zhonya's when she saw the Vi, but I'm assuming she's not quick enough. Or maybe it's lag, I don't know. So I try to stay far away and continue doing my damage. The replay's a bit bugged. Our Jax dies. Pretty good ult. I think this time I actually waited for the wind wall to use it. Continue auto attacking, but now unfortunately their damage is too much, and she managed to flash that, so it was a bit difficult. I think I played that okay. It's just that they were ahead and won the fight. Now this play is pretty funny. I remember this very clearly. Zhonya's to avoid him. He's afraid. Shields tries to get him, but it's not enough. Yeah, Zhonya's that. He tries to recall. Lux tries to get him, fails. So she has to shield this. Unfortunately, her shield runs out, and the heal is enough to save him. It's a pretty funny play. There's not really much to say about it, though. So we'll speed this up a bit. Or, I don't know why I paused that. It's clearing the farm. Oh wait, Jax ends up getting caught over here. He shouldn't be split pushing this late in the game, in my opinion, so it just caused trouble to us. They're probably gonna get a free Baron now, which we can't stop, so we kind of just have to allow them. And they get it, so lesson learned, don't split push without wards 35 minutes into the game if there's nothing really to get. The only time you would split push is if your team is also applying pressure elsewhere, so that they have to decide on someone, but when you're the only person pushing, it gives them a very clear target to go for. So don't split push late. So I ult the wave to prevent them from pushing this wave to buy more time. It's not that great of a combat skill anyway. Replay's a bit buggy, so I can't really tell what happened there. Lux throws out both her abilities, so if they hurry, they can do something. Jax shouldn't. Never mind. I'm not gonna comment on that. Nothing happened. Okay, their Vlad gets caught, but she has a spell shield on her, so it doesn't really. Or he has a spot shield. Whatever. So right now it's just like a long-lasting siege. We've handled it okay so far. Vayne gets caught though, so that's pretty nice. Because we have the ward, she had to burn her Scimitar, aka Quicksilver Sash, and she took a lot of damage. So what you can learn from that, what you can generalize is if you're not sure if they have vision over here, don't stand there. You're not getting much out of it, especially if you're a high risk target. So Vayne's low. We managed to hook her, but okay. Thresh decides to go in because we get the hook on them. We know Vayne is low, which she might have already been lifestealing off of one of the camps, so might not even matter at this point, but he goes for it, even though they have Baron. We'll see how this goes. It's kind of nice. I get it by the binding. Wait, I forgot how I took all this damage, so I'm gonna go back. Did she try to attack me when I did that? Yeah, she has vision, but that's not what took my damage. Okay, Vlad uses an ability for damage. Okay, so yeah, the binding does a lot of damage, so I try to do that. I'll just attack over the wall, but then Vi ults. I use my heal and my flash because I need to get the heck away from her, but I kite her rather nicely, and we managed to finish her off. But then here comes Yasuo. I try to move between attacks and kill him, but it's not enough, but Lux gets him. Looking pretty good for us, but there's three of them. Nasus is going too hard when his whole team is low and Lux is low on mana. So we end up okay, but the spell shield saves her. Lux shouldn't have flashed there. They're going too hard. My opinion, they should have hurried and got back and healed up. Now we can't defend this, so they're gonna push this. Top lane is pushing, but it's not gonna really matter. Morgana's backing. Vlad flashes for Thresh and gets him. No real point in him staying. He can't clear the waves with support. It's another mistake. Don't defend an objective that you can't really do much to defend if you're only gonna die. Lux clears the wave. That's nice, but he ends up getting caught as well, so has to use Zanya's. Jax goes in and just wrecks everybody. So this is looking really nicely for us. I don't know if we'll catch the Vlad. I want to get an objective, so I'm kind of pushing, but then I start to realize, hey, maybe they are in trouble. So Jax does die, so I do finish them off. I thought they'd be fine on their own, but they weren't. So now, we got 3 people. We got to get something. So I'm telling us, push mid, push mid. Lux is a bit low, but we're hoping we'll be okay. I'm trying to get us to push mid, but unfortunately Jax is dead and Thresh is gone, so it's a bit hard. So this is a bit bad for me. I'm in a really bad spot, especially with the wind wall there, giving me nowhere to really go. So I underestimated their Yasuo. I have myself in a bad spot. So that ended up a lot worse than I had expected. So what could I have done better there? What can I generalize? So, I'm the furthest up right here. I'm trying to clear the wave. Where is Yasuo coming from? Okay. I didn't see Vi there. I'm way too far up, so I need to stay further back with my team to protect me. So because of that, I have nowhere to go. And he's able to use my minions as well as a gap closer, saving the one on me. So he played that really, really well. I managed to pick off Yasuo though. Let's speed this up. Lux picks up her blue. And they need to back out. They're probably gonna get the inhibitor. We don't know where they are. We can see them there, sorta. We're a bit afraid. Thresh hooks the Morgana, we catch her, but we're going really hard because when we don't have our Nasus, but we managed to burn the ult out of Morgana. It turned out well. It was risky, but it turned out well. They just got the dragon. We didn't know that though. At this point, Nasus has about 384 bonus damage on a Siphoning Strike. Not great, not bad. But he's a jungler, so you gotta keep that in mind. I'm not sure if I agree with the Thornmail on Jax. I mean, I guess it kinda counters Vayne, but... Okay, so Lux is standing too far out. They all get caught. Where am I? Okay, I'm not even there, so that's bad. I missed out on so much damage because I'm not even there. And I don't really call that properly. I'm trying to fight them the best I can, but Vi just completely demolishes me with her Tricord, so... And that pretty much ends the game for us, so... Let's see what's wrong here. Lux gets caught, but... Yeah, she's too far out. So... And I wasn't even there. I had to back after clearing this wave to help my team, so... They should have walked really far away when they knew I wasn't there. Like, as a team, 40 minutes into the game, you should not be away from your, like, base if you don't have the full team. And Lux is a little bit far ahead for a backline caster. And I called that pretty poorly as well, but... For the most part, it's just us being too far out. I had to stop a wave bot. I might have been better mid, but we're gonna lose now because it's just our Thresh, and you know, Fort can't really defend 1v4 on their own, so that's pretty much the game. So basically, to analyze your own replays, you need to look for any mistakes either your side makes or anything you do well or the enemy team does well, and kind of generalize that for future situations you may find yourselves in. Just deciding. Like I said, you know, I went in, if I'm attacking the other AD carry when both the support and their AD carry can attack me back, kind of considering that when trading in lane, I realized that it's kind of hard to remember it off the top of my head. I kind of realized that my positioning is best off if I stay as far back as I can and just attack the biggest threat that is within my range. Even though I can't take out the biggest priority, it turns out better, and that's what ended up getting me the pentakill. Basically, our team as a whole, and so did their team, we got caught out because... I'd say the biggest thing I learned, actually, is that every time you do something, think about, what do I get out of doing this? Is there any really purpose in doing so? Because you won't believe how much people will just... brawl it out in mid, you know, just stand in mid and wait for something to happen, wait for either side to engage. If you're not really accomplishing much, there's not really much reason for it, so basically what I need to improve on is thinking about if there's really a reason for doing something and like comparing that to the risk, and don't take risks I don't need to take. So once again, to analyze replay, you look for mistakes and then try to break it down part by part. look at every single thing that affected the situation and think, maybe if I consider that, what could have gone better? And look back at it if you have to. Go back, watch the play over several times, watch it in slow motion, and just look at everything. And if you do that, and then when you play in the future, if you think about past mistakes you've made, and you can compare a situation to a past situation you found yourself in, things can go a lot better for you. I hope this helps. I'm still watching replays and analyzing other people's replays that want me to. I just figured I'd create this because people requested it. Thanks for watching, and that's all.